Season 12.
Baby, let's turn up!
What up, everyone? My name's PonzoLive, and welcome back to my League of Legends series, Diaries of a Bronze Player. In this series, I take games of my ranked solo duo grind and compile them into a single video with a lesson behind them. If you're a higher ELO player, please leave your flame or constructive criticism in the comments down below, because I want to learn and improve as much as possible. And if you're in a similar ELO as I am, I hope you can take a thing or two away from this video and let me know what you learned in the comments down below. Oh yeah, I stream these games that I'm playing on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/PonzoLive and would love for you to join me sometime. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Title screen! So the 12th season of Ranked League of Legends kicked off at the beginning of January, and things are off to an interesting start. To save you the effort, since I'm just so thoughtful and considerate of my two viewers, I'll run through a very quick FAQ of all the questions my friends have been asking me. Ha! What friends? You play League of Legends, you don't have any! What the? One sec, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know how that got in here. So, like I said, questions that my friends have been asking throughout the season. So, how goes the game so far? So far, it's been very hit or miss, with an emphasis on very. It seems like most games are either you're stomping the enemy team, or the enemy team is stomping you. I've had a couple instances where people just straight up leave because they're losing so bad. Like this Garen one trick, who didn't pick first, and their brain dead champion got picked before they could, and threw a hissy fit, and chose Aurelia, and ran it down, and fed a bunch. Thus, it's taken me some reflection to adopt the appropriate mindset and mental when starting up these ranked games. Second question, what's your MMR at? How much LP for each win or loss? MMR is still catching up, but it's at a sustainable pace for the moment. Each win, I gain about 15 to 13, and each loss I lose about 11. How did your placements go? Believe me, they went. As opposed to my last season, they actually went much better since I actually got a win. I lost my first 6, completely ignoring this Echo game where I got completely gapped in this Hecarim game where I kind of fed, but used my Fizz to carry me to my first win of the season, which is where the background gameplay is coming from. I also got carried in my first support game of the season and helped carry the next game with my Corki. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, Ponzo, I'm a math scientist.
By my calculations,
6 plus 1 plus 1 equals 9. So what happened to the last game? Well, it was this super epic battle where I counterpicked a Kassadin into a Brand, and our top laner died twice within the first 7 minutes, so he rage quit. And I ended the season 12 placements 3 and 7, which I said isn't great, but sure is better than last season going winless. So what ELO did you get placed in? Drumroll please. I got placed in Iron 1. So now I'm renaming this series to Diaries of an Iron Ian. Welcome to this series where I take games of my ranked solo duo grind and compile them into a single video with a lesson behind them if you're a low ELO player. No, but in all seriousness, getting placed into Iron was definitely a little bit of a hit to the ego. No one wants to get placed in the lowest ELO of the game, right? But after reframing my mental, I've taken it as a true challenge of my League of Legends skills. If I truly think I'm as good as I think I am, which in reality isn't that great, but I should be able to climb out of Iron in no time. Diamond players are made under pressure, and if I want to reach my goals, I will need to climb out of the mud to earn the right to be better than other people. So with all that out of the way, let's turn our focus to how the real games have been going. First out of the gate, games were pretty decent post placements. I've held a positive win rate for most of my games, staying true to most of my advice that I gave in my last video. If you want to go check that out, be sure to look in the description. It really felt like I was making steady progress, inching closer and closer to those bronze promos. But then, the losing streak happened. I lost 7 straight, taking my LP from about 85 all the way back down to 0. Now, were some of these losses the result of my bad play? Of course. But probably only 2 of them where I got gapped by a Corki playing as a Zed, and I fed a Kate as a Hecarim by trying to gank too much. Of the other 5, I'll just show you these team stats. I mean, look at this Corki game where I have decent CS numbers and I'm 4-1-1. But the rest of the team is so far behind that it doesn't even matter. Which reminded me of this scene by Bill Murray in the movie Meatballs. It's also the intro of one of my favorite Mac Miller songs. I'll play this scene audio over this Corki game that I pop off in and go 18-7-7, but looking at my teammate stats leave a lot to be desired.
Hey, gang, come on. Look, just because we're losing doesn't mean it's all over.
Cut the crap, Morty. I mean, the Mohawks have beaten us the last 12 years. They're going to beat us again.
That's just the attitude we don't need, Phil. Sure, Mohawk has beaten us 12 years in a row. Sure, they're terrific athletes. They've got the best equipment that money can buy. Hell, every team they're sending over here has their own personal masseuse. Not masseur, masseuse. But it doesn't matter. Do you know that every Mohawk competitor has an electrocardiogram, blood and urine tests every 48 hours to see if there's any change in his physical condition? Do you know that they use the most sophisticated training methods from the Soviet Union, East and West Germany, and the newest Olympic power, Trinidad Tobago? But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. 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 It doesn't matter. Even if we win, even if we win, even if we play so far over our heads that our noses bleed for a week to 10 days, even if God in heaven above comes down and points his hand at our side of the field, even if every man, woman, and child held hands together and prayed for us to win, it just wouldn't matter, because all the really good-looking girls would still go out with the guys from Mohawk because they got all the money. It just doesn't matter if we win or we lose. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Remembering this scene, I learned that I need to apply this mantra every time before I queue up for League of Legends games. It just doesn't matter. Win or lose, you're going to have teammates that are either great or terrible. All you should be doing is focusing on your own gameplay, what you can control, and if you lose because your teammates are fed, well, it just doesn't matter in the end, because the pretty girls are going to go after the enemy team anyway. In psychology, this concept is called locus of control, and having an internal locus of control. And since then, things have been going pretty well. I've won pretty much all my Fizz games, with one exception being where the Aurelia left because she lost lane so hard so early, and have dropped some pretty insane games since. Regardless of where I'm going in the draft, I'm going to stop overthinking things and play Fizz, do my best to control my Fizz gameplay, and simplify my games. This brings me to one of my most recent Fizz games where I completely pop off and go 26, 7, and 15, gap a Victor of all characters, and will be our VOD review for the day. I hope you grab your popcorn, because this match sure is a fiesta. The game starts off like any other, but seeing how squishy the enemy team's comp is, I think to myself,
Fading time!
Not too much happens within the first 8 minutes, but after some trading back and forth, I decided to try and catch the Schmickda off guard, out-kiting his ult and troll pulling him to nab a solo dolo to start the snowball. A kerfluffle happens up by Rift, and me being late to the party, seeing how low this Ashe is, I notice my Darkseal is looking a little thirsty. So after noticing my wave is pushed, I go to the top lane, hang out in this brush for a little bit to see if I can go for an all-in. Somehow hitting a max range ult, I pick up a shutdown and grow my snowball a bit bigger. I go back to lane and notice that this Victor doesn't even want to have fun anymore, so I guess it's time to roam some more, head down bot, and see that they're quite overextended. After this Victor spam pings them in lane, they stay overextended, letting me pick up an easy kill. Knowing that my ult is coming up soon, I decide to stay and help the Jinx push this wave so that we can dive. Baiting like I want some plates, I send my ult after this Senna. I tactically miss and go in knowing that I'm a massive fish right now and pick up some more stacks for the Darkseal. A few more minutes go by and I notice that they're really trying to push mid lane hard. Being a sneaky boy, I hide in a brush waiting for the Ashe to go ward and get vision in our jungle. Catching her off guard, I send my fish after her and pick up an easy kill. Shout out to my boy Diaries here, who didn't steal that gold away from me. Wanting more, I notice that this Trin and Sona are caught with my team rotating from behind. So I troll pull over the Sona ult, focus her down, and let the team pick up the angry Viking. Next, I get pissed off at why this DJ is playing some terrible music, so I run up to her and tell her to put on that new Earl Sweatshirt album and show this Viking who's boss, picking up another easy double kill. A few more minutes go by, and my girl Jinx and I are noticing that this Schmichter is overstaying his welcome. We go on a wild goose chase, find him in one of our brushes, and teach him a lesson about safe recalling. Jinx and I, teaming up to be the heroes of this game, take a tower and notice our base is in shambles because our team died. We recall to stop this siege, catch one of the 3 violators, kill him, and remember the sins of the other 2 for a later time. We defend the base for a bit since this siege and see this Victor trying to split push down mid. This Thresh, being a complete Chad, takes some Victor poke off the chin, breaks his crown, and sets me up for an easy kill. Seeing there's a skirmish going down bot lane, I rotate down to help. Knowing that I could get a triple kill, I go in, pick up 2, and use my Zanyas to stall the Trin ult, but Hecarim coming in to steal, just letting him get some gold. What this Victor does in the next clip, I really can't try to explain it, but nice try. But after us gaining some momentum back, a huge fight breaks out in our top jungle. I'm still pissed at this DJ's music, so I single her out, teach her a lesson, and make sure she can't heal up the rest of the team. This Draven, though, visibly angry, ults, flashes, and exhausts me. But knowing that the rest of my team can pick this up, I get out and get saved by my teammates, which leads us to an easy Baron. With things really looking up for our team, we posture for a very large siege. But as I int away my shutdown, the enemy team runs a huge siege on our base, taking one of our Nexus turrets, but Jinx stopping the bleeding there. Having confidence about our next team fight, I call for a group to run down mid. I see Jinx hit a red rocket and decide it's time to send the fishes in. So I destroy 2 of them in one fell swoop and defend this Darius's honor for the ace. After this, we take another dragon, and of course a fight breaks out. I tactically miss one of my ults, knowing that two of them would walk over my ult anyway, and pick up the Ashe. But as I go in, I wonder where the rest of our team was. They just wanted to give the enemy team a chance before this Jinx popped off again. Wanting to secure at least one objective off of our ace, we decide to trade one of our Nexus towers for an inhib, which honestly was not worth it at all. Because now we have to play with full puckered buttholes. Making every last effort to defend, I tried to go in to save my homie Thresh, picking up one kill, but paying with my life. Luckily, they didn't make advances on the siege, and we decide to go for another Nash, seeing that our inhibs are finally back up. When we're going for these objectives, this Drafen forgets that you need to take down an inhib first before attacking our Nexus. So I back, run after him, and teach him a valuable lesson about knowing your fundamentals. Seeing that this Victor is also super low from Jinx having an all-out brawl with him, I make sure her death is not in vain and punish the Schmichter for being overextended. Wanting to punish the team even more, I group up with the homie Thresh, save him from an imminent death, and pick up an easy double kill. Not satisfied with this though, I see the Radiant Annoyance running away, so I flash ult her and combo her for the easy one-shot and getting a triple kill. Me wanting to push objectives, I tell my team to pick up the Dragon Soul and continue running it down mid. Wanting to end this game once and for all, we all group up and look for the end siege. I wanted to give them a fair chance, so I purposely miss my first ult and take myself down to low health. I do some damage and wanting my team to clean up. Knowing that the Ashe is what is standing between us and this win, I wait for my ult to come back up and toss it in there, picking up the one shot. Wanting the rest of my team to have some glory, I honorably sacrifice myself to the League gods to try and get more feeders down the line and let my team get one more kill before securing the enemy Nexus. So looking back on my VOD review, a lot of my deaths were really because I got too greedy or misused my cooldowns. Had I used my combos differently, I would have been able to secure a couple more kills quicker and not have to worry about our Nexus being open. But at the end of the day, I was able to rely on my team to pick up where I left off and won in the end of the lot. So, if you enjoyed this content, please be sure to leave a like and comment of what you learned or what you want me to improve on. Additionally, I'd love for you to follow me on Twitch and play League of Legends with me sometime. With all that being said, I'll see you in the next video where we will be looking at my Iron promos. So stay tuned and see if we make it back to bronze. Ta-ta!